Kayla Noor at 6'2". Head to the center circle. And tip off against Taylor Skinner. Jefferson controls the tip, but over and back. That's the right call there. Quick turnover there.
Yeah, that'll get the ball right back to the Hilltoppers.
Ashley Henningman is going to get it over to Lichty. Lichty to a front Noor, kick out to Emily Noor, and Emily Noor drains a three.
A good job that time around by the Hilltoppers to get the ball first into Kayla Noor into the high post, and that resulted, as we mentioned before, in a quick three-point shot that time around.
Good pressure.
Emily Noor.
Lichty gets the steal and a layup, and Lichty is going to the line. So you were talking, Haley, starting out with a little bit of inside-out basketball. Now a good press and points in transition. Nice start for the Hilltoppers offensively. 6-0 is the score as Lichty completes the old-fashioned three-pointer. Good press break that time. Up the floor, a nice move and getting the basket to go in. Monica Devine for the Falcons at 6-2. Nice crossover by Henneman. Over to Noor. Kick on the near side. There's a three-pointer fired by Janda that doesn't go. Second chance for the Hilltoppers. Emily Noor under the basket. Nice look to Lichty, and Lichty has 5 points already. It's 8-2 Hilltoppers.
And then Kayla Noor, who did a good job of really tracking that ball down and getting an extra opportunity for her teammates, and she does it again in that steal.
Another steal off the press. Here's a three from the corner, and burying that one is Ashley Henningman, and it's 11-2 Chardon, and another steal on the press. Janda in the lane gets a layup to go. It's 13-2, and now a quick timeout taken here for Jefferson. Tonight's special cable cast is funded by your cable subscriber franchise fees, and we'd like to again extend thanks to all the GTV funding communities, including those not funding tonight's contest, for the year-round support. They are Burton Village, Chardon Township, the City of Chardon, Middlefield Village, and Munson Township. Thanks again for supporting GTV, and thanks to all our viewers for their support. The response has been absolutely wonderful. Now, Haley, it almost looks like Jefferson is taking their inbound passes too deep, and they're getting themselves caught on the baseline there. They need to spread things out a little bit more against this press.
Yeah, and I don't know either, Brian, if they don't see that Kayla Noor is playing at half court again where they can't, have that long, deep pass, but this time around they have Tim Lichty into the middle, and again, it's that deep pass that they're looking for, but it was Emily Noor who picked that pass.
Ball comes away. Hilltoppers
Great after.
Up the floor, Joe Janda able to corral it. Janda in the lane. Strong layup doesn't go. Lichty, offensive rebound on the baseline. Kick pass to a mid-range jumper for Henningman, who knocks it down. 15-2 is the score.
And the Hilltoppers are doing just a little bit better of a job, really, of getting second chance opportunities. Not that the Falcons aren't boxing out their opponent, but again, the Hilltoppers are just able to find a little bit of space, and that's allowing them to pick up an extra rebound or two.
Moody's mid-range jumper didn't go. There we got the rebound. It's a jump ball. It's going to go to the Hilltoppers. Henningman can get the ball up the floor here for Noor. Over to Joe Janda in the lane. Into Lichty. Lichty gets that one to go in, and it's 15-2 now. Give Lichty 9 points. Here we come the other way. Swing over. Good ball movement for the Falcons, but the jumper does not go for Contenza.
That's a good look that time around by Ava Contenza, but unable to capitalize.
Joe Janda buries a 3. Janda has 5, and it's 20-2 now. Up the floor to Skinner. Gonna swing it over here for Contenza. They get it back to Skinner. Skinner on the give.
The Hilltoppers in a half-court man-to-man defense here as Lichty runs it up the middle.
And she goes right to the hole, and Lichty completes the layup. My unofficial count has 9 for Lichty already, and it's 22-2. 4 minutes to play here in this first quarter. And there's another steal. Here come the Hilltoppers once again in transition. And Emily Knorr gets that one to roll in. And it's 24-2 Chardon. 3:45 to go in the first quarter.
And I'm looking at this game, this first quarter, it looks a lot like that JV matchup, where it was the Hilltoppers who were able to create an early lead. And if Jefferson wants to stay in this matchup, they really have to cut this little bit of a run that the Hilltoppers have started this first quarter with.
Good look to get the ball to the block, but the shot doesn't go. In transition, the Hilltoppers feed it out. Emily Knorr for 3, no. Rebound by Moody.
Good active hand.
Stolen right back by Kayla Knorr.
Good active hands that time around by Kayla Knorr.
Lichty, jumper, that's it.
She did a good job that time around of really using the contact from her defender and is still able to get 2 points on the board for her and her teammates.
It's 11 points, making 26-2. 11 points for Lichty. Skinner can't handle it. It's another turnover. Here's Janda in transition. Going to get up the floor. Emily Knorr gets it to go and 1. Knorr has 7. (28-2) is now the score, and we're going to get a host of subs coming into this game. Foul was on Darby Spida, who we saw extensively in the JV game. Rebound pulled down by Slaymaker. Slaymaker thought she had it. Looked like it was Jefferson able to come away with it. But another steal. The Hilltoppers going to go in transition. Emily Knorr, no.
I think Knorr just kind of cut that shot just a little bit too short.
Pulling up for a jumper, Ava Contenza gets it to go, and it's 28-4 now.
And I'm looking at this Falcons roster. We see Ava Contenza and we see Kennedy Mullen, the lone seniors on this roster, and Ava Contenza is doing all this she can of creating an offensive shot for her and her teammates.
There's Gasser with the turnaround, doesn't go. Offensive rebound, Slaymaker, and Slaymaker gets it right back up and in. Make it 30-4.
And we talked about that height at the start of the game, and we see it that time around in Slaymaker just reaching over top of her defender easily and getting the rebound.
3-pointer put up by Mullen doesn't go. Here come the Hilltoppers again in transition as Henningman swings it over on the near side. Out to Zimmerer, who had 11 points in the JV game, and Zimmerer buries a 3 there. 33-4 Chardon, 1:15 to go in the first quarter.
Zimmerer picking up right where she left off, as she's one of the leading scorers that time around for JV.
In the lane, nice layup. Gonna go in there for Spida. 33-6 is the score.
And talking about that JV matchup too, as we said, Chardon was able to jump out to a quick lead. One of the successes that the Falcons were able to have in the second half was attacking the rim, and I think that's something that this varsity team has to take into consideration.
Well, here's a good opportunity for Skinner in transition. The layup is going to go in for Skinner.
A good hesitation dribble that time around to create a little bit of a space from her and her defender and Emily Moore.
33-8. Hennington. Paris Gasser down in the corner. Zimmerer drives the baseline. Good aggressive move by Zimmerer. Misses the layup.
A good look that time around by Skeeta.
Falcons in transition. Contenza gets fouled. They're going to get Emily Dorr on the foul. Contenza, the senior, knocks down the first. Monica Devine back in the game for Jefferson. We're going to see Julia Gray, who we saw in the JV game, into the game for the Hilltoppers as well.
Yeah, and it was really Zimmer and Julia Gray who were able to provide a specific spark for those JV players.
Moody back in the game for Jefferson.
And we see this time around the Hilltoppers are using their two bigs up at the high elbows and having Zimmer and Gray down in the corner.
Hennington fires a three. It's short. Long rebound for Mullen.
Mullen does a good job that time around of tracking the ball and getting an easy defensive rebound.
Deep three by Mullen doesn't go. Ends the first quarter with the score Chardon 33, Jefferson 10 here on GTV. We welcome you back to girls basketball coverage here on GTV. Ryan and Haley with you at the start of the second quarter. 33-10, the Hilltoppers with the lead over Jefferson. And Haley, the story of that first quarter was the full court press by Chardon turning into transition points, and they got a bunch of them.
Yeah, and again, we talked about that JV matchup where much of their success in the first half came from that stingy defense and that press that they were able to use. And again, we see that in the varsity this time around, and again, having easy opportunities at the scoring from the foul line, finishing in one, or earning points at the free throw line.
Shot missed by Mullen for Jefferson, so other way here. Going to come the Hilltoppers. Goss with the ball right now. Swings it over to Gray. Gray waiting for someone to come to the basketball. Able to get it out there to Kayla Oriani. Oriani's shot is going to be blocked. In transition, here come the Falcons, and the layup is in for Moody.
That's a beautiful fast break play that time around, and that's what the Falcons need in order to get back into this game.
33-12 is the score. Oriani here. Down to Gray. Gets it to Slaymaker on the block. Turnaround jumper doesn't go. Good defense down there by Monica Devine. Devine for the Falcons. Gets it to Moody. Good kick out. Gonna get the extra pass into a deep jumper that doesn't go.
Now it's a Slaymaker all by herself down there to get that defensive rebound.
Oriani in the corner. Paris Gasser loses her handle on it. It's a turnover.
I think that pass was just a little bit too close that time around for Oriani to get inside to her big and Paris Gasser.
Moody missed the transition layup. So the Hilltoppers will come the other way with Oriani. Over to Gray. Off the Slaymaker's screen, steps into a jumper and knocks it down.
And a good job that time around, not just by Gray's shot, but Slaymaker to pop that time around so her defender didn't drive into the lane where Gray wanted to hit that shot.
35-12 now the score. Skinner Swing it over on the wing. A three-pointer taken by Mullen doesn't go. Slaymaker with another rebound for the Hilltoppers. Ray finds Oriani. Slaymaker sets the screen. Pick and roll for Slaymaker. Slaymaker gets fouled on the block. Was not in the act of shooting. So it's going to come to the baseline. So they're going to get Moody with the foul. Goss to trigger. To Paris Gasser. Turn around.
A good job that turnaround by Paris Gasser to really steal her defender and able to get that shot to go down, but those are things that you like to see if you're Coach Harris.
Divine unable to hold on to the rebound, so the Hilltoppers will inbound it here. Get into Slaymaker. Good tall hands by Divine. That's good defense. Divine is giving up a lot of inches down there, but Haley, the way she's playing defense is exactly how you have to play against a taller player.
Yeah, and you can tell too it's bothering Slaymaker, but again, Divine doing all that she can to just have her hands up in Slaymaker's face, and that time around made that shot difficult for Slaymaker.
End up getting a foul called against Paris Gasser for the Hilltoppers, which is what gave the ball to Jefferson here, and there's a three that's not going to go.
That's good ball movement though that time around by the Falcons. And again, a good job by Monica Divine to crash the board and get another opportunity. Unfortunately, her shot unable to fall.
Goss on the other end traveled into her first step as a turnover. Tyra Skinner, who we saw in the JV game, checks back into the game now for the first time on the varsity side. (35-12) Chardon here in the second quarter. Near side, Tyra Skinner gets it down to Moody, who knocks down a deep jumper. It's 4 points for Moody. It's 35-14 now.
And Ryan, looking ahead to this second half, I think an advantage that the Hilltoppers have is a much larger bench than what Coach Furman has for the Falcons. As we see, again, another fresh set of bodies coming in to exchange here and give the roles to the starting five, basically, for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, hockey substitution there as the starting line comes back in for the Hilltoppers. Janda throws it off the back of the defender.
I'm not sure if that was intentionally to Emily Noor or if Janda was running out of time and deflected off of her defender.
It's an in Kayla Noor here. Goes up with a layup. No, offensive rebound. Noor's putback doesn't go, but Kayla Noor is going to go to the line.
Perhaps being a former forward in my high school days, I'm always paying attention to what those posts are doing down low. And Kayla Noor does a good job of really sealing off her defender, so she doesn't get that first shot opportunity, but she follows her shot and gets herself a pair of free throws.
Tyra Skinner committed a foul. First free throw doesn't go for Noor. One more coming here. Missed them both. Tyra Skinner gets the rebound. Now Taylor Skinner has it. Bringing the ball across half court. Good steal there by Kayla Noor. Lichty.
She had her hands wide open and ready, and
Joe Janda fires a three. No.
unfortunately, Jana didn't see her or Lichty as Kayla Noor was running down the court and really using those lanes for a fast break opportunity after she picked up the steal.
Ava Contenza is going to feed Tyra Skinner. Tyra Skinner travels. After a brief break, Monica Devine is going to check back in. Also back into the game, Darby Skeeta. Wide open, look at a three for Lichty.
That was a good shot that time around, and Henneman does a good job of finding the open man.
Emily Noor looking for Henneman, it's out of bounds. Tipped by a Falcon.
I think Henneman and Emily Noor just miscommunicated the last second there. And again, Kayla Noor doing a great job down low in the post.
Yeah, good putback, doesn't go, but Sam Lichty is there, and Lichty goes high off the glass.
It's those second chance opportunities, and unfortunately right now for the Falcons, the Hilltoppers are just outworking them in the rebounding category.
Lichty has 13 of the 37 points now for the Hilltoppers. Taylor Skinner out on the wing, puts up a three, it doesn't go. Battle down low, good offensive rebound by Kendi Mullen. Her stick back doesn't go. Lichty cleans it up this time. Up the floor, Emily Noor on the wing. And work up top for Henneman. Henneman drives the key. Stick out to Lichty, goes up with a layup, and that layup goes in.
There's a lot of contact down there too, Ryan, that I thought maybe she could get in one, but Lichty does a good job of finishing strong.
39-14 is the score, and we have not heard a lot of whistles. And Haley get the idea this is the night the officials are going to let some things go.
Yeah, and as we talked a little bit during the JV game, I think this is an easier time to be an official with no spectators. And although we love our high school parents, we know sometimes that they play a part in those officials blowing the whistle. So as we mentioned before, pretty quiet night so far.
Good offensive rebound, and Emily Noor is able to put that one in. Gives 9 points for Emily Noor. 41-14 Chardon, 1.5 minutes to go in the half. Skeeta is going to work it up to Mullen. Swing it over here into a three ball from Contenza that doesn't go.
That's Emily Noor pulling down the rebound against
Henneman with a stop jumper gets it to go. Henneman has 7. It's now 43-14.
Again, we see the Hilltoppers not using much of a pressure defense this time around, but just playing half-court man, not going outside of that three-point line.
Jump ball possession here is going to go to, I believe it should be Chardon ball, yeah. Henneman will bring it across half court with 40 seconds to go in the half. It's up to Noor. They're going to swing it all the way around here. Emily Noor now drives the lane. Noor's layup doesn't go. Rebound brought in by Monica Devine. Nice steal there. And back in the lane, Lichty's layup is a no. Devine with a rebound, jump ball. Possession arrow is going to favor the Falcons. Chardon 43, Jefferson 14, 19 seconds to play in the first half.
This time around, we see Ashley Henneman come out just outside of that three-point line, really giving Ava Contenza a run for her money, and again, it's the Hilltoppers defense that comes up with the steal.
In the lane, Noor with a nice adjustment. Good move by Emily Noor. And Emily Noor now at 11 points as the first half comes to an end. Those 11 points from Emily Noor, 15 points poured in as well by Sam Lichty, giving the Hilltoppers the 45-14 lead over Jefferson at halftime here on GTV. Welcome back to girls high school basketball here on GTV. Ryan and Haley with you. Start of the third quarter, 45-14. The Hilltoppers with the lead. And I would say the story of this game is the Chardon transition, Haley. In the first quarter particularly, they ran an effective first court press that turned into transition points. But even in that second quarter, while they weren't necessarily running the press, Chardon was getting steals, and they're not playing a half-court game. They were working in transition throughout that first half.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, they took off that full court press after the first quarter, but again, it was those active games that they were having on the defensive end or jumping the passing lane. But I'm interested to see the adjustments that Jefferson made here. We saw quite a few adjustments made by Jefferson's JV team, and really played a strong and tough third quarter defensive game plan.
Good work. Cutting into the lane and getting the steal by Ava Contenza. Now going to get up the floor to Taylor Skinner. Ball's going to be swung around, and that was a travel. Yep. Traveled into the shot did Ava Contenza.
And I think that makes both head coaches pull out their hair just a little bit, as both opening possessions are turnovers.
We've seen a number of players on both sides, too, tonight. In both games, Haley, travel on that first step. Still early in the season, you're working on getting all that worked out as well.
Yeah, and I think, too, for some of these athletes that maybe have played a fall game, it's that transitional mindset that you really have to switch gears with a little bit. And again, the back-to-back turnovers here to start the third quarter for the Hilltoppers.
Contenza is going to swing that over to Devine. Back over to Skinner on the wing. Up top here for Spida. Goes in the lane. Layup, no. Offensive rebound. Skinner's put back, no.
That's a nice offensive possession that time around, though, for the Falcons. And early on, I think that's a good sign for them here to start the third quarter.
Janda has the ball. Joe Janda with 5 points this game. Feeds Lichty, the leading scorer.
Good ball movement this time around by the Hilltoppers. Really using much of their court here and staying spread apart.
Henneman drives into the lane. Moody nearly took it away. Henneman control, kick out pass. Way off by Emily Knorr, but Knorr with good follow. Forces Devine to dive on it. It's a jump ball possession. Say possession should be going here to the Falcons.
But looks to be a little bit shaken up after that play. She hit the deck pretty hard.
Contenza, cross half court.
A good screen that time around by Devine for her teammate and Ava Contenza.
Great cut by Mullen, but good job to close on defense by the Hilltoppers. That's a turnover.
And I think too, Ryan, looking at this Chardon Hilltoppers lineup and who's on the court right now, I think speed is something that we haven't talked about much in this first game. And that's basically what these Hilltoppers pride themselves on. It's not just defense, but really speed. And we've seen that in transitional points.
Sam Lichty got the second chance bucket, giving Lichty 17 and making it 47-14 Hilltoppers. Ball is going to be swung over now for Mullen. Get it over to Skinner, who's going to feed it to Contenza in the lane. There's a nice steal, good quick footwork, but Knorr couldn't stay in bounds.
Good read that time around by Lichty.
Lichty comes away with it up the floor. Emily Knorr out on the wing. Up top to Krikora, who ran the JV offense in to start the second half here for the Hilltoppers, and has a foul against Taylor Skinner.
And I think Skinner, just that time around, needs to move her feet a little bit more on defense, and that's why she got called for the blocking foul. And looking at this previous dead ball possession for the Hilltoppers, we talked a little bit about it during the volleyball season with the limited spectators, but I think it's obviously a little bit more apparent here in a basketball game. with no spectators, Ryan, we're able to listen to see what these coaches have to say, the communication between the players and themselves, which is something I take pride on, being a former basketball player, but I think that's something that I've enjoyed, is just listening to these basketball coaches having no problem whatsoever talking to their team.
Emily Nord committed the foul, which puts Ava Intenza on the line. The first one goes. I'm sure when you're at home, you want your home crowd there. I'm sure you definitely appreciate that home push, but it does have to be nice for the coaches that when they call something across the floor to a player, the player hears what's being called. Can't be any questions about what's being said. Kirkora across half court here. It's a screen.
That's a good hard screen that time around by Pharaoh's Gasser.
Kirkora in the corner, drives baseline. Tried to work around the screen there, and she got fouled. That'll put her on the line. Job coming down to the block to set a screen there by Henningman.
Kirkora took a little bit of a beating during that JV game, but I think playing in a varsity game and being bossy around some bigger girls will quickly welcome Kirkora.
Nicole Kirkora is a freshman. It's the second free throw. It's the score 48-16 now. Ball swung over on the near side here. Moody going to get it down on the block for Skinner. Skinner's shot doesn't go.
It's a good attempt that time around by Skinner.
Taylor Skinner with the missed shot, as Tyra Skinner is also on the floor now. Mullen to trigger underneath the basket.
Good job that time around by Lichty and Henningman.
Swatted away there by Kirkora.
Yeah, to talk whether they're switching the screen or fighting through the screen. And again, Lichty and Henningman do a good job of really communicating.
Good quick hands by Kirkora again. Contenza comes down with it. Gets it in to Skinner. Layup doesn't go. Good offensive hustle, Tyra Skinner.
Follows her own shot.
And how about that? Jefferson was able to get a timeout in time with 4:23 left to go here in this third quarter. Hey, remember, nonprofit organizations from our funding communities can send us their announcements of interest at GTV, P.O. Box 336 Chardon. Fax us at 285-9897 or email us at geogatv@windstream.net. Also want to remind you, GTV is on the internet. Watch GTV wherever you go. Florida, Columbus, even Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Streaming video of both channels available now at geogatv.org. Haley, you mentioned you were a former big back in your high school days. You got to appreciate that effort by Tyra Skinner there on the board opportunity.
Yeah, and especially for myself, as I was undersized, I have a soft spot for those power forwards that are undersized, especially going against a much taller girl like Pharaoh's Gasser, but it's just outworking your opponent, and I think Skinner has done that this evening.
Contenza.
Good active hands that time by Julia Gray. Handoff that time around.
Mullen fires the three. Not going to go. Offensive rebound again by Skinner. The putback, though. This long rebound comes out to Taylor Skinner now.
I'm chuckling as though
Taylor Skinner gets a layup to go.
Although Sam Lichty has a near perfect game this evening, just that time around, mistimed that shot and was unable to get the defensive rebound.
Nor has the ball off the screen from Lichty. Swings it over to Gray, down to the corner. Kirkora. Nice step by Kirkora. Good look to Paris Gasser. Her jumper doesn't go. A good offense. Look at Kirkora nearly steal that away, and that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, unfortunately, those are fouls I don't think Coach Harris wants late in this game, or backcourt fouls.
But still, it didn't result in points, but that was good offense there from the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, as we mentioned before, the difference between the Hilltoppers and the Falcons right now are just the Hilltoppers moving without the ball is we sometimes see the Falcons getting a little bit too stagnant on their offense.
I think one of the things that you noticed, and you mentioned it a lot in the JV game, but it seems like the ball is being dribbled a lot more when Jefferson's on offense. Chardon, on the other hand, has got people moving, a lot of crisp passing.
Yeah, and I think, again, that shows right there. Not exactly sure who brought the ball up that time around for the Falcons, but yeah, a good offense is definitely has more passing involved rather than just having one person dribble at the top of the court.
Cora will bring it up. Of course, we mentioned before the game when you talked to Jefferson's coach, they've only had 3 practices. It's really tough to be a cohesive offensive unit if you've only been in the gym together 3 times prior to your first game.
Yeah, and as I mentioned at the start of this game too, you can play against each other and scrimmage each other, but it's a completely different ball game when you get out there. You're playing against different opponents and different teams, and I think that is what's happening here with the Falcons.
Gray has the ball, feeds it up to Zimmerer. Good feed to Paris Gasser, but she doesn't get the layup to go. Rebound pulled down by Rankin.
I'd like to see that time around, maybe Paris Gasser jumping just a little bit and getting her defender off the ground. And again, I think Chardon's getting a little bit stagnant up until that point.
Easy look there for Kayla Noor, and that was a good feed from Zimmerer to Noor. And it's now 50-18.
Leading up to that point, though, I think that the guards a little bit for the Hilltoppers are starting to get a little bit stagnant, standing up there at the top of the key, waiting for the ball to come to them instead of cutting and finding an open lane.
Gray will run the point here. Sub checking into the game. Mullen here. Going to feed it over here for Skeeta. Gonna get it back up for Divine. Swing over on the far side for Mullen.
Screen that time around by Bowie down low in the paint.
Divine has it now. Dribbles all the way out, all the way back around in. It's gonna be a foul. Called against Kayla Noor.
I thought she might have gotten all ball on that, but our officials saw something different.
First foul called against Noor. Yeah, we have not had a lot of fouls called in this game. 50-18 is the score. Divine at the line.
Hits every part of the rim, but is unable to connect on that first free throw.
It'll be interesting if this is the way it is for the whole season, if we get a good number of games to see it, again, knock on wood, if there is a difference in the number of times you hear the whistles being blown out, fans in the crowd, it'll be interesting to kind of see how that all plays out. And if you do notice any difference in the way games are officiated without fans in the stands.
We mentioned the first half too, Ryan. It was a pretty clean start to the ball game, and maybe that'll be a benefit, I guess you could say, with the limited number of fans. And
Hilltoppers able to save that one.
Good hustle play by Divine.
Yeah, nearly turned it over to the Hilltoppers, but Divine unable to corral it.
Again, looking at this offense for Chardon in this third quarter, again, playing stagnant. I don't see them moving as much. Maybe, picking and rolling or picking and popping, but again, we're not seeing that much here in the third quarter.
Zimmerer has the ball. A good feed to the cutting Noor there, who just misses the layup. But Zimmerer with a good look, Noor with a nice cut. Hilltoppers will find those lanes. If you like that, the guards are looking for Noor to find that lane. That first one rings out. Moore misses the second one as well. Moody has the board. Gets it over to Contenza. Contenza drives the lane. The layup doesn't go. Nor with the rebound.
Zimmer did a good job that time around of really bothering the ball handler. Thinking it's Divine who's doing all that she can to keep the play alive.
Oriani out on the wing. Back up to Gray.
Slaymaker's really trying to make her presence known down there with Divine.
Nice baseline cut by Oriani. Shot doesn't go. Mullen with the board for Jefferson. Feeds Skinner. Taylor Skinner fires the three, and Taylor Skinner knocks it down. Skinner with 7 points leads Jefferson, who trails 50-22. 4 seconds left. There's a steal by Contenza. Well short at the buzzer. And at the end of the third quarter, it is Chardon 50, Jefferson 22 here on GTV. Welcome back to girls basketball here on GTV. Ryan and Haley with you. Fourth quarter coming from Chardon. They're the Hilltoppers, a 50-22 lead over Jefferson. Sam Lichty leading the way with a big first half. And Hilltoppers kind of slip into cruise control here in the second half with their big lead.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Ryan, during that quarter break, Jefferson actually outscored the Hilltoppers 8-5 in that quarter.
There's another three. So Taylor Skinner hit a three just before the end of the quarter. She hits another one to make it 50-25. She's the leading scorer for Jefferson with 10. Up top here for Goss. Swings it over to Gray. Fires a three. No. And that rebound is going to be pulled down by Mullen. Over to Contenza. Skinner on the wing, fires the three, short off the front of the rim. Oriani able to chase it down. Hilltoppers in transition, feeds it to Slaymaker, and Slaymaker knocks down the bucket.
That's a beautiful possession that time around by Slaymaker, and I think that's the first shot that she's really felt comfortable with here in this matchup.
Good find there by Oriani as well. Slaymaker has 4 points. Divine at the top of the arc. Feeds it into a cutting Moody. Layup doesn't go. Gray pulls it down. Up the floor to Janda. Joe Janda got the third quarter off. She's back out there to start the fourth. Jump ball. We saw Nicole Krikora, who handled the point guard duties in the JV game, come out and play the third quarter for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, and now we see Kayla Orani in here for some varsity action as well.
Goss over to Janda. Down to Slaymaker on the block. Skinner takes it away.
That was a good possession by Janda to get it inside to her big and Slaymaker.
Travel by Goss. It's turnover. Skinner tried to draw a foul on the other end. Didn't get the call. Goss is going to check out. Lichty is going to check in. Lichty, the leading scorer in tonight's game.
Good job by Lichty to jump that pass, but unfortunately gets called for the reach.
First foul against Lichty. Here comes Emily Knorr. Oriani checks out. Into Mullen.
A good cut that time around by Devine, but unfortunately her teammates not being able to find her that time around.
Mullen got the second chance opportunity, missed it as well. Knorr in transition feeds Gray.
There she sees it.
Kicks to Janda, drives the lane, puts it up, doesn't go. Offensive rebound, Joe Janda. And Janda draws the foul, will go to the line.
Yeah, I thought Julia Gray just missed her by half a second, but Joe Janda's doing a good job of really earning her points here at the line.
Second foul on Moody. Joe Janda with 5 points at the line. 6th point of the contest makes it 53-25. It's the second one as well. 54-25. Here comes Jefferson. Ava Contenza.
A good screen that time around by Taylor Skinner.
Left Mullen open for a three that she missed.
Yeah, that was a good job that time around by Taylor Skinner for really leaving her teammates open. And as Emily Knorr is wide open down there in the lane, as
Gray missed the three.
her teammates are unable to connect with her.
In transition, Mullen pulls up for
Nice
a
looking
jumper
shot.
and knocks it down. First points for Mullen. 54-27. Mullen had a number of open looks and hadn't gotten into fall yet. That time it does.
Beautiful feed.
Sometimes that's all you can do defensively, but Ava Contenza gets in there and is going to make Slaymaker earn it at the line.
The key as a defender when you're being outsized is making them earn them at the free throw line.
Slaymaker with 4 points at the line. Missed the first. Slaymaker missed them both.
A good job by Julia Gray down there to really bother Ava Contenza in the corner.
Skinner on the line. Slaymaker with a block. Lichty picks it up.
Not much there that Skinner could do going against Playmaker.
Lichty in transition got fouled before the shot. The foot on the baseline. It's going to go against Taylor Skinner. That's Skinner's third. Ashley Henningman checks back to the game for the Hilltoppers as Janda gets it in indoor. Henningman on the wing down to Lichty. Kicks it to Gray. Good movement over to Janda. The extra pass results in a free.
That's
nice
good.
assist for Gray.
That's good ball movement, as we mentioned throughout this contest. The success for the Hilltoppers coming from an offense that's used to passing. And again, the Falcons just dribbling a little bit too much here for this game.
Lichty's second foul. Krikora back into the game. Imagine that's the last time we'll see Joe Janda tonight as she checks out. Bound to Skinner. Fights for some space. 12 points for Taylor Skinner, leads the way for Jefferson, who trails 57-29.
She's had a solid second half this time around. Good defense that time around.
Up to Cora. Over to Gray. Gray, an open look at a three.
That was a nice shot.
Offensive rebound for
Beautiful. That's a good job down there by the freshman.
Emily Nord for three, no. And there, Cora commits the foul. But you know what? Cora's a freshman getting in the varsity minutes, and she's working hard. That's what you like to see. Sometimes when you work hard, fouls happen.
And I think for Coach Harris, this game is a huge success, not just because of the margin of victory, but getting some younger players some varsity experience early on in the season.
Mullen across half court, nice crossover. Fires from the top of the key, and Mullen able to create a little bit of space and get a jumper to go to make it 57-31.
Yeah, she did a good job crossing over her defender.
Near side for Cora here, off the screen.
A double screen that time by Lichty. Ooh, beautiful.
Zimmerer fights for
nice
it.
play.
And beats for Cora. Going to the line. Good cut by Cora.
Yeah.
Good look by Lichty.
You want that shot to go down, but again, that second effort that time around by Zimmerer keeps the play alive for her teammates.
And what you like there too is, Lichty is a senior, Cora is a freshman, and Cora made the cut, and Lichty was able to find her. So good communication there as Cora knocks down a free throw, her second point of this varsity contest. Cora had 5 points in the JV game. Second shot is good as well. 59-31 Chardon. There's about 3 minutes left in this game.
Cora looks very calm out there too, Ryan. You can't tell if she's a freshman.
Devine in the lane. The layup is going to go in.
It's a good effort that time around by Devine.
Monica Devine has 5 points. 59-33 now. Henneman kicks it to Gray. Loses the handle on it. Cora is there. Nice look to Zimmerer. Down in the corner, Henneman. Goss sets a screen, opens up a three for Henneman. Short. Good play by Goss, though. Set the screen, open that up.
Yeah, and as we mentioned during the JV game, Chardon was able to take some time off the clock in that possession. Wow.
Nice move. Just create a little bit of space.
She's done that a couple times, Ryan. Kennedy Mullen on that crossover.
Mullen has 6 points all in this fourth quarter.
Beautiful.
Zimmerer gets to the block and gets a basket to go, and she's fouled. So Zimmerer now has 7 points in this game after scoring 11 in the JV game.
That was a smart play that time around for Zimmerer to jump stop and get her defender on her feet, or off her feet, excuse me.
Zimmerer gets 3 the old-fashioned way, 62-35. 2 minutes, 8 seconds left to play. Mullen brings the ball across half court. On the give there to Contenza, goes in the lane. Kick out, Taylor Skinner fires a three. That was a little long. Rebound tipped around. Second chance, and Cora blocks that shot that was put up by Skeeta.
Cora was just waiting for that shot that time around by Skeeta and swats it away. And give credit also to Devine on that offensive rebound, is 2 Hilltoppers boxing her out, and she was able to tip it out to her teammates.
Mullen long on the three, rebound Oriani.
What's up, buddy?
Top of the key, kicks it to Cora. Open look for three. That was short. Skinner with the board.
Pioneers of which
Contenza transition now.
A good job by the Hilltoppers though to get back in defense.
Part during the gold rush.
Second chance opportunity.
They were going out
Mullen
for gold.
clears some space again. That time she
What part of
missed.
history is
I was gonna say, not exactly sure, Ryan. She might have gotten away with a little bit of a push off that.
He's
time.
on,
Nevertheless, again, it's been a pretty clean game so far.
He's been on brain pump.
Second timeout here for the
Did he use that?
The
kids may have. He's on it all the time. Yeah.
Notre Dame Cathedral Latin Chardon
Yeah, it depends on which type of
We're in our
heritage you're
25th year and
bunch
just
of
starting the winter
I
sports
just see looking
season.
at the guy.
Here's hoping we have another action-packed winter of high school sports. Check channels
The guys
1020 and
going out west, are
1025
they
and the
searching for
GTV
gold or
website
land?
www.geogatv.org regularly for replay dates and times. Keep your fingers crossed for this winter sports season. I also want to take this moment to remind you not to forget about the community and school bulletin board services provided 24 hours a day on GTV 1020 and 1025. Check www.geogatv.org for details. Zimmerer with another bucket. So Zimmerer finds her way into double figures in this varsity game as well. That's 10 points, 11 in the JV contest for Zimmerer.
You know what? This is their first year of action. But you should have learned from it.
There's the shot that doesn't go.
I actually had good stuff with my I broke my.
Good active hand by Gray.
I stopped it.
Oh, you mean the Bruce? Yeah, break up. Yeah.
So I stopped it.
And Brian, as the clock is ticking away, I think it would be appropriate to congratulate the Chardon Hilltoppers on a great state victory for football. Awesome, opportunity for not just Chardon, but Northeast Ohio teams and Lake Catholic and Kirtland as well. Kirtland bringing home another one, and Lake Catholic just coming up short, but another congratulations to the Hilltoppers for a state win in the football championship.
I got to be down there for that. It was an incredible night for Hilltopper fans everywhere, and it's a good night for Hilltopper fans as well as a victory. 64-35 for Chardon over Jefferson. We'll be back to wrap it up after this here on GTV.
So they're sitting at my house.
Welcome back to high school sports on GTV. Girls basketball tonight, a win for the Chardon Hilltoppers, 64-35 over the Jefferson Falcons. Hilltoppers, 4 players in double figures in their victory. 16 points in the game for Lichty, 11 points in the game for Emily Nord, 10 points for Riley Zimmerer, also 10 points for Joe Janda. Jefferson led in scoring 12 points today for Taylor Skinner. They also got 6 fourth-quarter points in the game from Kennedy Mullen. When you take a look at tonight's game, big win for the Hilltoppers. Haley, your final thoughts?
Yeah, I think once the game got a little, I don't want to necessarily say close, but it was those 4 players for the Hilltoppers that were able to score in double figures that really separated. And it was that first quarter that really started the momentum here for the Hilltoppers. And a lot of that had to do with Sam Lichty and Emily Nord doing a great job leading this team. But again, kudos to Jefferson in a strong second half performance like we saw in that JV match where it started on defense.
So good win tonight to open the home slate for the Hilltoppers, 64-35 over Jefferson. Thanks to Haley and Brian and Dave and everyone else at GTV. Good win for the Hilltoppers. We'll be back with more sports all winter long here on GTV.
Andrew, ball right there, buddy.
Yeah, you know what?
Over here. Huh? Keep coming, right there. Look, over that, go to the far side.
All right, everyone. I want to remind everyone to check out the Chardon High School Athletic Department raffle. This is an awesome event with the grand prize, the 2020 GMC Terrain, courtesy of our friends at the Junction Auto Family. An absolutely beautiful car. Proceeds from this raffle are earmarked for a new scoreboard at Chardon Memorial Field. The raffle drawing will be at halftime of the boys varsity basketball game on February 25th. Tickets are $25 each, available at chardonathletics.org. All tickets sold online through February 5th, 2021. So make sure you get to chardonathletics.org to check it out again. Grand prize 2020 GMC Terrain. Thanks to our friends Northern Ohio Buick GMC dealers and the Junction Buick GMC. Programs the Junction Auto Family there. Second prize $500. Great stuff. Make sure you check it out at chardonathletics.org.
Well, he needs to just get the ball. I started third base. Yeah. I mean, we could do layup drill. I just put full board down. I don't care so. Third grade. I was our best. They were playing. Like I get on. But cool each other one-on-one. Yeah, so they were doing, yeah. So it's what it is. Yeah, you know. Well, that, and I don't think it's as bad as I see. You think about that shooter basketball, there's so many national guys in sports. Baseball, you can teach private baseball, play that. Yeah. And to me, that's still hand and eye coordination. So for other sports, you develop it. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. See you, buddy.